What is up, everybody? Throwing something new at you. So, if you didn't know, those of you who know me do know, obviously the fishing is big in our life, and I hunt a lot. Like a lot. Coyotes, specifically. Big into the precision rifles. My previous career, I spent about, 5 or 6 years as a sniper on a police SWAT team. Really cool experience. I learned a lot of things. I met some really badass people, and it was very humbling and just an amazing experience to go out and learn different techniques and methods from the best in the business. I mean, we went to schools that were taught by SF dudes, PRS champions, different styles of precision shooting. That LA SWAT guys that we shot with one time, they do the aerial helicopter precision. That's all they do. Mind-boggling. But being over there, a cool funny thing is they came out to Idaho where we are, and they were absolutely blown away looking at a basic 800 yard range. Like, honestly, they were blown away. They've never even put a rifle that far. So it's kind of cool. We got to learn a lot of their techniques and training drills they do. And then the crossover was we got to, give them a few pointers and tips of calling wind and shooting longer distances. So that was pretty cool. Anyways, I'm rambling. My ball head on my tripod broke. So first things first is I got it mounted. It's an inverted level. So buddy turned me onto this, and I like the idea, but I may have to modify my Arca clamp to fit this. Never even hunted out here before. Just found a spot and pulled off. Let's see what it looks like. My little generator goes to my e-bike, so when I'm driving down the road, she'll charge. That's how we do it. So first thing, for the cold bore we set up, we got the Red Bull can, the infamous Copenhagen can, and I filled them both with dirt so that you get a good reaction if you hit it. Those are sitting at 562. And then I got my 100 yard set up, so I'm going to cold bore on the 560 yard targets first, and then I'll check that new ammo on the 100, and then I might move out to the 500 here. But I always start out with a 500 or 600 yard cold bore before I do any other shooting. Just something I do. Here's my 100 yard. Got those little triangles and a couple of those little deals. I do have to say that I'm running a Leupold. This is the first Leupold I've ever ran. It's the VX3 HD. And so far it seems like a solid scope, but it has just a regular MOA subtension reticle. The reticle is kind of thick. And I understand it's designed for hunting, so it doesn't need that fine of a reticle. The only troubles I really run into it with that reticle is when I'm trying to zero. Because the way I like to zero, I'm holding on the points of those triangles and trying to and stuff, and when the reticle covers a lot of that, I run into a little bit of struggles trying to make sure I have a real deal zero. That's my only complaint so far with it. So here she is. This is the Bergara Crest Carbon. Well, the Carbon Crest. I opted for the fluted steel barrel. I'm not 100% a big carbon barrel guy. I just don't like the idea of cutting a barrel way down, wrapping it with something, and then you have two parts to worry about instead of just one solid piece. Just my personal preference. What is this? The Area 491, I believe. 12-inch Arca with the MDT ground pod. This is pretty interesting. I have a guy working with me. They're called Ballistic. That's what they're called. Let me see if I can find a sticker. Right here. Ballistic Research Group. So I sent this guy an email when I saw his design. I was like, hey, I just got this Bergara crest. Do you guys make these for that? He said no, but we'd love to work with you. And he's been working with me, getting measurements and designing a comb, adjustable comb for this, because you don't want to drill through your super expensive freaking carbon stock, right, to put a comb in it. And so this, obviously you can see, has pre-cuts, goes where your length of pole spacers go, and you can adjust your comb up and down. This is the first prototype for this rifle he sent me, and so far it's been solid. He's going to send me a second one, a little bit revamped. I run one of those elbow tendonitis straps on it with some taped foam under there to give it a little more support. He's sending another prototype, but how I have it right now, thing's wicked. It's pretty dope. And then obviously here is the Leupold. This one came with a CDS. I don't really like the CDS style, so for my free CDS, I sent him an email. They're going to just send me a zero stop MOA turret, so I'll have that on the way. This is just the stock MOA turret, so it doesn't have a zero stop. What else? Elite iron, 30 cal suppressor. This is a 6.5 Creedmoor, and this is the rifle. So far I've killed my mule deer this year at it with at 666 yards. A coyote at 500, another coyote at 8, and some Copenhagen cans and Red Bull cans. That's so far what she's got under her belt. I got my little cheapo dumbass phone scope set up. I really need to invest in an actual phone scope, but you should be able to see that. I carry the Fortrex around more than the Kestrel. Is on a Kestrel, you only get one solution at a time, and you can only adjust by 1 yard at a time. Well, on animals that proves to be kind of a pain in the butt. With this, I can actually go to a menu here. I'll show you. Oh, let's go back. Menu. I can go to a range card, which I have in increments of 10, and I get entire dope charts that are updated with my environmentals. Here's bubbled up and level. Man, yep, not to go up on the old ground pod. Should just be able to hold just left edge, like pretty much on. I think I hit left edge. Should we go for the Copenhagen can? Come on, little sucker. You can see just a portion of the Copenhagen can. It's really actually kind of hard to see. Sitting right on top of that red rock. Impact. And while we're down here, we will test this new Saber black tip, the blade, by Palmetto State Armory. It's had good reviews. It's actually made by Hornady. It's a 140 grain, just like the match that I shoot. Just like the Hornady match. A little bit different ballistic coefficient, but we're going to double check our match 0, and then we'll throw a couple rounds of blade through and see if it's a point of impact shift, and we'll also see how it groups while we're down here at the 100. Of changing now. That was a crush, I think. Oh yeah. A little bit bigger. Okay, I drew a little bit bigger triangle, heavier lines. Remember that. I mean, this looks crazy, I know. This looks stupid. But that's when I settled down after and I was like, all right, I'm gonna shoot a group at this tip. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That I like. I'm not expecting a whole lot out here. Like I said, this area out here is probably like one of the most hunted areas. But today was more of getting to test that ammo, and I am so happy. To tell you the truth, guys, this Bergara, it's a good rifle, but I just wasn't as impressed as I thought I was going to be with it. And I shot lots of different loads, and I'm just glad that I finally found something that it likes to shoot. We got this nice little cut of drainages here. We're gonna walk up this one. Keeps us out of sight. Then we can set up something. See if we can call anything. All right, let's go get set up. I'm gonna have to double check. I swear it looked like it hit him, it sounded, but then he kept running. It was only 100 yards. I probably could have waited and had him come in, but got a little antsy on the trigger. Strange. I need my freaking Arca clamp back. First stand. Keep going. A little too close to where I was shooting today, though. But we'll hit up my buddy. Got some thermals to 0 and see if we can help this farmer out that's having a coyote problem. So this is Matt. What up?
What's up?
And your family has a farm that has a coyote problem. So we took my extra thermal there, threw it on top of his, what are you shooting, a 204 Ruger?
204 Ruger.
204, so we're gonna get a 0 on that. We're gonna go see if we can put the hurt on some problem children. Okay, let's go check that. So we're gonna check it at 25. If it's close enough, we'll move her out to 100. Well, that didn't seem to work out. A lot of dogs though, they answered. It's just one of those spots though where like the fields go for miles, and when they answered, they were in a field that was a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles away. So yeah, they were answering and talking, but they were just kind of running around out there, and they started making their way towards us, but it's such a far distance. I mean, their attention span just got burnt up and they didn't really care. But there's another spot on some more of his property. We're gonna go give it a go, see what happens. Oh my gosh. Well, that turned out epic. We're up on this big old hill here. You probably can't really see anything, but it kind of rolls down. It's real deep down in there, and there's fields out there. Well, there's 2 of them up here on this hill. I scan and look down. There's one literally right down about that light is Matt right there. And there's one like right there, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, Matt couldn't find it, and he's like, just shoot it. Well, of course, I freaking miss. Kind of bummed about it, like, oh damn. But we're looking out over these fields, and there's coyotes everywhere. So we just keep playing the old freaking Fox Pro, and needless to say, we ended up killing 3 in one spot. They just kept coming in, and I got a shot. I laid down. There was one came up on the field, and he sat there, sat down on his butt, just looking. So I got my bag, put on this rock, laid down, just freaking one shot to the chest, zinged his ass. It had to have been 300-400 yards out there. And the old 22-250 had dead on, no holding.
When it comes to predation, blood, sweat, and tears, my roots of creation. 365, I'm steady keeping the edge on my knife. Nocturnal West fuck, reaper of K9. I be taking out yo-sos worse than Pavo. 2-2 fitted, chomping stealthy over my Fox Pro. But I don't mind your one-track mind. Keep on walking the line. All the losers that fall behind because you saw it online. There's only one solution, new evolution. Games changing every minute. Gotta be in it to win it. No other way to skin it. I mix it up, cause same old shit is never enough. TT sounds be crystal clear through desert brush, flooding coyotes' ears. Thanks to MFK, I'm draining blood from bodies. You fake ass pussies, it ain't a hobby. This way of life ain't for the weak. I'm putting holes in hard 7 days a week. Obsessed with predator geek, got them running and hot on their feet. Dirt stained red as bullets and dogs' meat. Ain't nobody know what it took to get to this level of lethality. It wasn't from strangers on the internet saying they proud of me. I don't try and post about it, boast about it. Opposite, I'm a ghost about it. Stupid fucks got my world surrounded. One shortcuts, that ain't how it was founded. Bricks that built this foundation, no idea how much I go on coyote starvation. Over and over, I get nothing on stands. Crickets, only thing I hear across the land. Sometimes that's how it be. It's when I learn the most. Hard work, I keep chopping the tree. I don't give up, cause hard work's free. Always learning and burning, yearning and earning. My mind's turning and turning, keep stirring and churning. To always be calling, furring, no new incurring methods. Be lasting bullets, be faster, making coyotes' chest a disaster. Hold up, yeah, that was nasty foul. Like an old yote, he's how. You left in the dust, stuck at the door. I'm sick with it, and I wanted more. From bowls of bowls, slaying the shows, to deep in the trees with the mud and the skeets. I'll always be out here haunting these coyote streets. So here's a message to all of you clowns, playing the same cottontail sounds. Once a year, claim you dedicated to fuck. Put your pussies in those waders and keep hunting for dust.
Gosh. Well, we didn't find the third one. We went down in the ditch. There's blood everywhere. But that tough son of a bitch kept going somewhere, and it started getting real thick. And I'm not sure that we were willing to hump it in the thick, so he can lay wherever he's dead. This one, this dark male right here, is just freaking pretty. Ooh, got coyote blood on me. That is a pretty dark male. And then this light colored female, that was that 300-400 yarder out in the field. And then we didn't get to lay eyes on the other one. But I'll give him credit, man. That thing, he had the will to live.
He had some.
Well, he ain't gonna live, but
Well, to try to.
he had the will to hide, I guess.
Dude, he was gone.
Yeah, I could not believe that is the first runner I've ever had with this 2250, which I didn't think it was going to be a runner when he dove off in the ditch. I thought he was just going to be piled up right where he was.
Well, the way it sounded.
And then when we went where he was, there's just blood everywhere, and then giant pools of blood all the way down. He couldn't get up out of the ditch wall. And I was like, oh yeah, this dude's creamed. And then we kept going and finding blood, and he kept going. I was like, good Lord. And then, yeah, I got in that thick thorns, and it's all overlaid and gnarly, and there was a spot where there was blood that he could have got up. And I was like, yeah, I'm not looking in there. I ain't gonna get poked and prodded to death for a friggin' coyote.
Right? Yeah, no.
Heck yeah. Well, hey, we freaking redeemed ourselves.
Yeah.
I was getting worried.
I was too.
All right, let's get him back to the rigger. Get him back to the rig.